Welcome aboard, listeners. You know that brief pause there where, like, nothing was happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's because I forgot how to do what I do every week, so that's fun. I was like, wait, where do I go to, like, get these videos? And what do I push again? And what should I watch out for? So that was cool.
That was great.
Yeah, I think I used that time to share this to various groups, and that just got eaten up because I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, welcome back to Pop Culture Pro. Oh my god. Let's back that one up. Welcome back to Skyline Reviews. You are joined with me, Ashley, and my wonderful friend Sam.
Hello.
Who I would talk to for hours if my computer storage would let me. It already wants to take a big old shit, so I have to watch how long I record for. We're joining you from the lovely Indiana weather. Today was shit weather. It poured all day where I was. What about you, Sam?
It didn't pour all day, but I mean, it was windy and gross out. It was really hard to be motivated to do anything.
Yeah, that is 100% accurate. I don't really have any, like, show notes this week. Gabrielle's sick, so that's... What in the hell was that?
I think that's my husband trying to be quiet in the background, but not succeeding.
Thanks, Jake.
Ashley says hi. And thank you.
Love that. Of course, we will hit you with news this week. I closed my little window here. Big news week.
Yeah,
we got no heads up that any of this was coming. It just kind of started coming in 2 days ago, and it kind of stopped yesterday, but I'm thinking that it's going to pick back up soon because Universal responded to all of this.
Yeah.
So now there's got to be like a little... Someone's got to have the last word, and I'm really hoping it's Walt Disney World.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's gonna tiff between the two of them because now it's okay. Well, I can do better.
Yeah. A lot of this is not confirmed, but a lot of people speculate that a lot of this change has happened because Bob Chapek is out and Bob Iger is back in, and he is kind of cleaning up the mess and trying to walk back some of the financial decisions that were made. One of the smartest things that he announced, Bob Iger personally announced, the Walt Disney World company announced that if you buy Genie Plus and you ride an attraction, you will receive that attraction photo. You no longer have to pay for that photo, which I think, like, when I saw that, and I was like, oh my god, that's a great idea. And why weren't more people bitching about that?
I think it was a great idea, honestly. I mean, like, I've never bought PhotoPass because I've never really thought that it was worth it. But I mean, Genie Plus, linking it into Genie Plus is a genius idea.
Yeah, and we always buy PhotoPass because we just love to capture our trips. But I think if you're paying $15 for Genie Plus, then you should have it. I mean, you're paying so much money, especially if you're buying those individual lightning lanes that are an extra cost on top of that $15. Hell yeah, you're entitled to that attraction photo, without a doubt.
I better be getting that attraction photo. Well, especially because I don't know if this is still a thing, but like with Genie Plus increasing in prices during like peak times, you know, if I'm paying what, $25 was like the peak for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I better get my photos.
Yeah, and it better be of the right people.
Yeah, right.
If it's not, that's a whole other headache. I better be reimbursed for Genie at that point.
Honestly, though, sometimes I don't mind seeing other families' photos.
Oh, wow, you guys look hot, sweaty, and miserable too. Awesome.
Cool, it's not just me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. To go along with financial kind of messes that Bob Iger cleaned up for probably over a year, maybe two, guests at Walt Disney World resorts have been paying a nightly fee if they have a car that they're parking there.
Yeah.
That is no longer the case. They do not have to pay to park. You're already paying $4,000 to have a great stay at Walt Disney World, and then you're paying, I think it was $20, $25 a night to park there.
$5 a night to park there.
Yeah, I think that's what Gabrielle was saying. That's outrageous. Like,
it's stupid.
Yeah, cut your losses, Mr. Paycheck. But we don't have to worry about it anymore. Hopefully it doesn't return. I could see it coming back like during the holidays and stuff like that, but
during peak times I could see it coming back, maybe, especially like because the more people that you have in your parking lot, then the less people can actually park there, right? So you want to like cash in on that.
Yeah.
So I could see it coming back like during peak times, but I also just think it's a smart idea. I mean, people are paying upwards of $4,000 a night, or like $4,000 for the whole week to even just be at the resort, not even including some of the tickets and stuff. So
yeah, I think for a family of 4 during a not so busy week, staying at a value, having a park hopper, not even for every night. I think you're looking at upwards of lower 3s to lower 4s for sure. And then there are a big 3 announcement that oh my god, I just can't talk tonight. There were 3 big announcements that kind of came out back to back to back.
Oh no, hang on, my robot's starting. Oh my god, my husband's running.
I want Jake on camera. Give me Jake on camera.
I wish I could, but he's gone already. It was just him, like a little hunchback, just running.
Is he in his little black basketball shorts? Because that's all I wanted him in. Oh my god, I knew it.
He's just running off with my little robot vacuum.
I just had to use my finger to stir my hot chocolate. Now I feel like a dirtbag.
We're doing so well tonight.
So yeah, 3 big announcements right after one another. What is today? Thursday?
Yes.
Tuesday, Walt Disney World posted on their social media. It was a post, and it was a score from the Tron game, and it kind of had the top like 20, and all of those were like encrypted in some fashion. So there are 20 encryptions in there that people worked to navigate. And then they posted a follow-up the next day. So yesterday they posted a follow-up, and the Tron bikes made out 4-4. So that was obviously that Tron was opening April 4th of 2023. It's been a long time coming.
I was about to say, how many years have we been working on Tron?
Enough years.
And it took Bob Iger coming back for us to finally get a date where it's ready to go.
Are we shocked? No.
This man has literally come in like Superman.
Yeah, I love him.
I really, really have been enjoying Bob Iger being back.
Yeah, it's his comeback era.
It really is.
I'm excited for it. We are potentially taking a trip later this year, so we may or may not get to ride it. I don't know.
Let me know how that goes, because my trip got canceled. So.
Oh yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah. I mean, you can still go. Well, no, you shouldn't. I'm excited to see when cast member previews open. I'm excited to see the videos that come out from that. But yeah, the long-awaited Tron announcement. It is here.
Thank God.
I would rank this one higher than the Tron announcement because I'm not going to be there when it opens, and I do not care. Happily Ever After is coming back. It's my favorite fireworks show. My wedding was themed after Happily Ever After. Enchantment is terrible. Therefore, I love Happily Ever After. I can't wait for it to come back. I don't think it'll be here long. I tried to do some digging on this, but I think it's only here until the end of September, but that's okay.
Bummer. I mean, I prefer Happily Ever After.
Yeah. it's even more reason for me to bother my wife about going before
True.
its end date. Lastly, news-wise, another nighttime spectacular, Harmonious, which is honestly a fan favorite. I didn't hate it. I also didn't love it. Harmonious is out and Epcot Forever is back in. And I saw a brilliant tweet the other day. I don't know if you've seen anything from have you seen any of the previews or anything from Cosmic Rewind, Guardians of the Galaxy? Are you a Marvel person at all?
I haven't really seen anything about that. I the only thing I've seen in regards to the Epcot and Harmonious situation is I saw them moving some of the barges out, like
God.
replacing the barges. So that replacement's already starting to roll out.
Yeah. There's a joke in Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Star-Lord is in there talking to everyone about how so excited he is to be at Epcot and how he's really thrilled to go see Veggie Fruit.
Oh yes.
And so the joke now is, well, now Star-Lord can hear Veggie Fruit because Epcot Forever is coming back. I'm excited for this. I saw Epcot Forever and I kind of teared up a little bit. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I liked Epcot Forever.
Yeah, Harmonious is, I mean, the music in it is spectacular. I listen to it all the time. I think it was well strung together. I think Epcot Forever just kind of hit me in the history feels. Yeah. And that's where it got me for sure. So, yeah, well, that kind of, go ahead.
Well, you and I have been like in a different, like, you and I have seen different versions of Walt Disney World throughout like us growing up.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, like back whenever I was a kid, like Body Wars was still there.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like a lot of those older rides were still there. And then we've watched those slowly get phased out and replaced with new ones.
With nods to those old ones.
Right, with nods to those old ones. And now we're starting to see like this new transition coming over, which is it's exciting.
It is. I saw a couple pictures that Communicar has gone vertical now, so that's kind of exciting. The replacement for Innoventions. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. On to today's topic. Sam came to me about a week ago and said, hey, let's do the infamous Refurb versus Retheme. And I said, you got it. So here we are. We'll give you 4 segments of this. We'll start with Animal Kingdom and we'll end with Magic Kingdom. I can't tell you what will come in between because I have no idea. We will probably try and break it up a little bit so you're not just bored of us for 4 weeks straight. If Gabrielle ever starts feeling better, she'll probably be back on. She's got that extended cold that isn't COVID going on right now.
Yeah,
so.
That thing that like a ton of people are dealing with right now.
Yeah, the literal ick.
Yeah, I nobody knows what it is. It's just an ick.
Yeah, that's pretty much all it's summed up to be. I think she might run a med check tomorrow just to see if they'll give her like a Z-Pack or something, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. So tonight we are giving you Animal Kingdom. Sam and I have documented a couple attractions that we would either refurb or retheme or maybe both. Mm-hmm. Surprise, all of mine are mostly refurb and retheme. Because most of them need it.
Yeah, I think I've got more rethemes than I have a refurb for Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, so we will break it down. I think we might have some of the same rides too, so we'll see.
Probably.
I will lead the charge on this and start in Pandora.
Okay.
I want to start with Flights of Passage. It's not a refurb, and it's not even a retheme, but I think we are dangerously close to an announcement that they will be introducing scenes and things from Avatar 2, Way of Water.
I think we're getting to that point too.
Go ahead.
I do think that they're going to add it in. I think it's smart for them to add it in. I'm also just kind of curious because of how much water effects it's going to need.
Yeah. I mean, they do have the water scene.
They do.
Which is so cool.
Yeah. It's just that with it being predominantly water, I'm kind of curious to see what the Imagineers come up with for it.
Right. I agree. I'm excited for it. I saw a tweet or I read an article somewhere that said that either James Cameron or the Imagineers they'd come to one another to kind of work together and collaborate on that. So I do think it's coming, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's smart. I mean, keep that place updated. I mean, James Cameron has already announced that he wants to work on another sequel, and I think he is actually working on the next part.
They are.
So, I mean, it makes sense to go ahead and just keep it up and keep it current.
Yeah,
So.
I was listening to a podcast the other night, and they were interviewing Sigourney Weaver, and she said that they're shooting 2 through 5 consecutively. So
God,
that has to be awful.
that's got to be just terrible.
Because they trained with the Navy SEALs.
Yeah, so for this past one, they actually had to train and learn how to control their breathing and their oxygen usage throughout their bodies, which was
Yeah,
insane.
I think she said that she learned to control her breathing for 6 minutes.
Kate Winslet actually broke a world record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like she was like 7 minutes and 15 seconds or something like that.
Absolutely bizarre.
Insane.
I hope she got a pay bump.
Me too.
And maybe a drug bump too, just to congratulate her. But that's beside the point.
It's neither here nor there.
Yeah. I also was gonna add in that if Nabi River Journey didn't exist, it wouldn't matter. I don't know if that's a hot take, but like it's just a filler.
I kind of agree with you because I mean, look at how long the wait is for that.
And only because people are waiting to go ride Flight of Passage.
Right. And then like look at how short the actual ride is. I mean, it's like what, less than 2 minutes, I think.
They are either waiting to go ride Flight of Passage, or they have toddlers and kids who are either too terrified or too little to ride Flight of Passage while the bigger kids go ride.
Right. And they're kind of like doing like that swap situation.
Or they're pregnant.
Right? Well,
my mom rode it pregnant, so that's why I said it. I mean,
well, and that's, you know, that's one exciting thing that pregnant women can do at Disney is they can ride some of the rides.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to do when you have, you know, a 4-month-old.
When was your trip?
In September.
And you have a 4-month-old?
I'll have a 4 or 5-month-old. I'm due in July, babe.
I didn't know if we were gonna talk, if we were allowed to talk about this or not. So
we are. Family knows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations, Sam. She is carrying a child that will apparently be here in July. I don't know why that I thought it was a lot like later, but I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Yeah, we were
yeah,
planning on going in September, and we were like, man, taking a 5-month-old to Disney is really hard. So maybe let's not.
Especially if it's hot. Oh yeah, it'll be hot and miserable.
Yeah. So we're like, well, let's just hold off until they get a little older.
Now, is your family that was supposed to go with you, are they still going?
No, they're like, we'll wait.
Gotcha.
I think they just also want to see like my kids' first reaction to going to Disney.
Me too, so I'm coming.
Okay, that's fine. It's a whole huge family trip.
Yeah, no, we're just gathering the masses and going. We're actually renting out a block of hotels at Pop Century. Fun.
Yeah, we actually are. Like, you're not going to be able to get into any Pop resorts.
Sorry. Do you have anything else? Did you have any notes on Pandora?
I didn't. Mostly because I already know that Flight of Passage is probably going to go ahead and they're probably going to add something to that in regards to Way of Water.
Right.
River Journey, I feel neither way about it. It's one of those ones where I can go either way about it. Do I think it's pretty? Yes.
I was about to say it is very, very visually pleasing, and the things that they pulled off in that attraction are completely amazing. But the length of it and just I don't know. It's not my favorite.
I would like to see them maybe add on to it, but that's going to be really hard to do.
Yeah, maybe add additional animatronic avatar.
Yeah, instead of
Navi,
projections.
I'm sorry. Yeah, instead of projections. That shaman is amazing. You could make something Navi that's half of that.
Yeah.
In record time.
The shaman is great.
Mm-hmm.
The Avatar Submerged and Flight of Passage, fantastic. They can do it. I'm just sick and tired of seeing projections.
Same. What is your next or first attraction that you have on your list?
My first attraction actually takes place in a land that's going to be going away.
Same.
Which is Dinosaur.
I have that one. Let's discuss.
I want to get a retheme on it. I'm not sure what my retheme wants to be maybe because we're doing Zootopia and Moana there, maybe let's do a Zootopia ride.
If I had to go with either, I'd say Zootopia.
Yeah, maybe let's do like a Zootopia ride. I just really can't stand Dinosaur anymore. Every time that you go through it, it's darker and darker. And I think it's to hide how terrible the animatronics are now.
So my notes, I would refurb it. I wouldn't retheme it. I'd just refurb it. And my notes read, it's a great ride, great concept, but more than half the dinos just don't work.
Yeah.
Second note, also, can we keep the lights at one setting? They keep getting darker every time I rate it. So yeah, our opinions kind of go hand in hand. I do agree that if there were to be a retheme, I would be in favor of Zootopia. I think that there's potentially a lot they could do, especially with the whole Officer Hops plot line and kind of chasing the bad guys, quote unquote. I don't know what kind of direction Disney wants to take with that, because I guess it could get politically questionable.
Yeah.
But I think that, or maybe they're even riding that monorail type thing and it kind of goes haywire. And
that's the thing too, is like you could almost retheme it to a very similar ride to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but just include like, you know, Officer Hops and like we're going through the city, like something's going on and now we got to go and try and catch them.
Right. Yeah.
And I think I just, if that's what's going to be replacing that land, let's just go ahead and swoop out Dinosaur. And if we had to keep Dinosaur, I would love to see it get refurbed.
Yeah. And if we were doing a I also just don't know what to do with Triceratops Spin. I went to add it to my list. And like, I watched a Mammoth Club video 2 days ago, maybe. Molly was talking about Triceratops Spin and how it's not a great ride. And it's essentially falling apart. But it is there just like Navi River Journey. It's a filler.
Yeah.
Your kids are too scared to go on Dinosaur. Your kids are too short to go on Dinosaur. Great. Look at these dinosaurs that go up and down, and that's all they do. Let's ride that.
I guess, like, if I had to do a retheme, like, with, you know, the changes that are happening, like, maybe, like, a Moana's, like a boat. It's kind of a situation.
That's what I was thinking, too, but that's so boring. I'd rather just keep it Triceratops Spin at that point.
Yeah, just one random dino ride.
Yeah, or maybe we go with the Zootopia theme.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing, too. Is
maybe we keep the Zootopia theme. Maybe they're taxi cars.
That was the fun thing about Zootopia, though, is that there's so many things that you can do with it.
I feel like that's a whole entire universe that deserves to be explored.
Absolutely. Which, like, the crazy thing is, like, as we go through this, like, series that we're doing, you'll see that I'm incorporating, like, so many Pixar movies.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but, like, at this point, Disney and Pixar, hand in hand at this point. I mean, it's very similar, very much the same. I associate both of them with each other, so.
Yeah, I think they definitely should correlate more often.
I do too.
So yeah, that's all I really have for Dinosaur. It's too dark and none of the dinosaurs work. And I think that it could, even if you turn the lights on a little bit, I think it could still be a great ride.
I think so too. I mean, like, let's be real. Like, people understand that B mode's a thing. B mode absolutely is a thing. Look at Splash Mountain for all these years. How many of those animatronics have been put into B mode? How many times? You know?
Mm-hmm.
The lighting is just so bad in there. Like, I feel like I just have my eyes closed the entire time.
I feel like, yeah. So my favorite part, I don't know if I've talked with you about this, but my favorite part of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride is when you are in the scene with the two pirate ships.
Yeah.
And you can just feel how enormous that showroom is.
Yes.
And how you are so small and it just swallows you. And I somewhat feel that in Dinosaur, but definitely not to that scale. Like, there is just vast, like, in the pirate scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, I can see the ceiling and I can see my limits.
Right.
Whereas in Dinosaur, there is just, like, infinite vastness.
Well, there's so many trees and there's so many, like, the way that they did the effects in that ride was genius, because it does make it seem bigger and fuller than what you actually
are. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think they've accomplished that 100%, but It just doesn't do it for me.
It just doesn't do it for me because of the lighting situation, right? I mean, there's, you don't have to go too bright to the point where you're showing off your effects.
Right,
But,
no.
but going so dark that you can't even appreciate the effects for what they are is a problem.
Yeah, that's exactly it. 100%. And that's it.
Yeah, and that's it. And
that's that.
And I just wish Dinosaur was better.
Yeah.
What do you have next?
I have Kali River Rapids.
Ah, yes. Currently closed down, actually.
Yeah. I put a refurb and a retheme.
Okay.
I've never ridden this. But I don't think I'm what's that look for?
Well, I've ridden it.
Oh.
So I kind of see it for what it is.
I don't think I am wrong in assuming, and by the way, I watched a YouTube video of this to confirm my assumptions.
Okay.
That it's there's little to no theming, and it's very short.
Little to no theming, it's very short, and it's trying to get a message across that I think is very important to Animal Kingdom, but I think it falls short of it. Yes, it's completely lost because there's not really. I think that if you refurb it, you definitely have to add like a more interactive cue to it.
Yeah.
You have to like explain it a little bit more.
And I think you need to add more than plastered dead trees.
Yes. Plastered dead trees, bad fire effects.
It looks horrible.
Yeah. I want to see, because the whole idea is that we are chopping down forests that these animals need, right?
Yeah.
I think, we have so many animatronics. Let's throw in some like orangutan like animatronics or something of that nature, just to make it feel a little bit more like, oh wow, like we are tearing these like homes away from these creatures.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It really misses the mark because there's just not enough theming, so the message gets lost.
They're gonna reuse the animatronics from Splash Mountain, so that wouldn't work. But put the terrible plastered dead trees in the dark in Dinosaur, and give me the dinosaur animatronics that barely work on Kali River Rapids.
Yeah, 100%.
I would rather.
We've seen Imagineers turn, garbage into absolute treasure. So,
in my humble opinion, Imagineers can turn water into wine. I will not be taking questions at this time.
That's fair.
I am kidding.
I think they are magical beings.
They are very magical beings.
And they have earned the right to be Imagineers.
But Kali River Rapids, when I think of Kali River Rapids, I think of Popeye and Pluto's Bilge Rat Barge. I think that's the name of it at Universal Studios. Same concept of No, that's not it. What is it?
Pluto.
Pluto. Same thing. Just wrong.
Well,
I don't know. Anyways, it's a wonderful attraction. Exact same concept, no conservation messages, has animatronics, is actually fun, and you look forward to the twists and turns and drops and puddles and everything else.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of a theme park.
You know what? Controversial. I have a controversial take.
Let's hear it.
We'll get to this later on once we get to Magic Kingdom. I hate the animatronics inside Jungle Cruise. Some of them.
I'm not mad at you for that.
Okay. Take those terrible animatronics and put them at Kali River Rapids.
Yes. Because when I was doing my Magic Kingdom one, I was going to say that Jungle Cruise deserves a something. Spoiler alert. I haven't gotten to edit those because I started working on Magic Kingdom tonight when I realized that we were doing it last, like an idiot.
That's okay. I've already got mine done, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, take some of those animatronics and put those at Kali River Rapids.
Literally close Kali River Rapids down for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, bust your ass to take out what's there and put a more productive message in there.
The craziest thing too is like, I feel like Kali River Rapids has almost turned into a holiday situation where they only open it at like peak times. Because the last time I was there, I don't think it was open. And I was there in September.
You were there in September?
Like not this past September, but
I was about to say I was there in September.
A few years ago, but I don't think it was open whenever I went.
I also think it is Disney's excuse to keep people cool in one of the hottest in the hottest theme park of the Walt Disney World Resort.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is I wonder if it's only open like during like super hot times.
I don't know.
But
I've never thought about that.
I don't know because I know that there's like some attractions like Stitch at one point was
Holiday.
only during holidays
The
or like
peak
peak
season.
times. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm wondering if Cali is the same way, but you could honestly turn it into a bigger attraction than what it is. They could, you know?
Yeah, because you can see like all of the vast land behind it. It is on the outskirts of the park.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I like the idea of the message behind it. I just think it needs to be refurbed.
I do too, but you don't immediately get the message.
Right.
It's not clear.
The only reason I knew the message is because I was watching a documentary on Animal Kingdom and they brought up that ride. And
Gotcha.
that's the only reason I know what that whole ride was about.
I need to watch the new season of what's it called? The new Animal Kingdom documentary from National Geographic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Highly recommend. Recommend. What's your next item? Have we closed out Kali River Rapids?
Yeah, I think we're good. I agree with you. Refurb. I'm gonna save the one that I have the most about last. So I'm gonna say Expedition Everest.
So our final two are the same.
So I don't know if our final or do you have the other one, don't you? Okay. Yeah, Expedition Everest. I want to see a refurb.
I just want to see the Yeti, damn it.
Here's my thing. Okay, the Yeti doesn't have to come at me full force like they originally wanted it to.
No.
And I love Disco Yeti as much as the next person does. Because I love just going through there and shouting Disco Yeti. I just honestly would love to see the Yeti move again. I think that we just need to do some paint touch-ups in some areas too. And how about let's get rid of all of the freaking hair ties?
Let's just clean them up. I don't mind if people throw more. Like, keep the tradition running, but can we make some room for more, please?
Yeah, can we just like clean off what's there?
Can we take them and like when it comes to a stop, take them and like flip them over the edge, maybe?
Yeah, right? Like,
I'd be down for that.
I'd be down for you trying to hit bird on a stick.
Yes.
Like that needs to be the goal.
Yeah,
instead of just tossing them off to the side, like let's aim for bird on a stick and see what we can do.
I'm down for that.
You know, you never know.
Yeah, I don't think there's much room for refurb other than the Yeti. I rented a book from the library this last week. It was basically just noted like all the Disney mountains. It's a really cool book. I highly recommend it. But it showed different like concept art for Expedition Everest. And one of the coolest concept arts that I saw was instead of the Yeti like swinging down at you, the Imagineers thought that the Yeti should be here and you are riding like right underneath the Yeti as he's going to scoop you. And I was like, that's terrifying and I'm down for it.
So that's the thing is the Yeti on Matterhorn just got changed out not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's super terrifying, but it doesn't really move that much. I mean, he's just kind of like hanging out in the window, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of just like making some like weird lunge at you movements, and it doesn't have to be super forceful. I just think that we get rid of Big Disco Yeti and maybe replace him with maybe even something a little smaller.
From what I've heard from friends who have worked that attraction is the Yeti is far beyond gone.
Yeah.
It's irreparable.
Well, and that's the thing too. And like I know that I placed in mind like if I ever had enough money to fix this ride, I would. But like it's in such a state of disrepair that at this point you might as well just encase it to make it look like more of the mountain and add something new in.
Yeah, like Spaceship Earth where they like didn't remove all of the old effects and you can kind of like look over your shoulder and see them. Make it one of those. Make it fun.
Yeah, like let's it call it a nod to the old Yeti.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Because I think like at Disneyland, the Winnie the Pooh ride used to be where Country Bear Jamboree was.
It used to be where Mr. Toad's was.
No, that was ours. Because Disneyland still has Mr. Toad.
Yeah,
you got me.
Mm-hmm.
So they put it where Country Bear Jamboree is, and there's a moment where like I think it's with the Heffalumps and Woozles where you turn around and there's like the three heads.
Yeah.
So just do one of those and call it a nod to the original attraction.
Yeah, just take a glance over your shoulder. And on your left is the Yeti.
is the old disco Yeti.
Do not concuss yourself. But if you'll just glance over your shoulder.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's just a lot of other things that we could do. We could do a way more static, like, animatronic in that.
Yeah. I also don't want to discredit Joe Rohde. Joe Rohde is a phenomenal Imagineer. He did the work on Expedition Everest.
Yeah.
I think the queue to the attraction is unbeatable. I would not change that at all. It's amazing. He has put so much work and detail and just knowledge into this attraction. It's amazing.
Well, he spent so much time out there just learning and trying to master, getting it to look just right.
Yeah, and he did a damn good job.
He did great. And I love Expedition Everest. I love the theming to Expedition Everest. I just want to see some paint touch-ups and us finally do something with Disco Yeti. I mean, it's been Disco Yeti for years at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever ridden it when the Yeti worked.
I rode it when the Yeti worked because we went the first year that it opened.
Oh, nice. What year was that?
2009? It was either 8 or 9, I think.
About to look.
Yeah, take a look. Because, we went, like, the first year, and I got to actually, like, experience the Yeti before it became Disco Yeti.
Jealous. Expedition Everest. 2006. We were both wrong.
Both wrong. But that tracks because that was when I was there. Yep.
My friend also was on the opening team, so I don't want him to hear any of this. Because then he'll realize that I forgot when he was there.
Whoops.
Oopsies. Last but absolutely not least, it's tough to be a bug.
I hate this attraction.
In the Theater of the Tree of Life at the very base.
I hate it.
It is not a fan favorite. I couldn't tell you someone who is a fan of this attraction.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it just needs a solid retheme.
Solid retheme. Nobody likes bugs.
My retheme is to Raya and the Last Dragon.
Okay, that's fair.
Instead of like spiders that drop from the ceiling, make it the dragons. Make it Sisu.
I think it is also a great nod to the fact that at some point in time, dragons were supposed to be an animal kingdom.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be a really good retheme. I put Zootopia as another one. I mean, again, I'm going hard in the paint when it comes to
apparently
when it comes to these new announcements.
I tried to not go towards Zootopia, and I put Lion King. I think the Lion King would be a great attraction.
The Lion King would also be a great attraction. We just had the new live action one. Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
I think that you could do I think the most terrifying part is the spiders that drop from the ceiling. Am I wrong?
That part, and also getting stabbed in the back.
Oh, I don't mind that because it's just.
I do.
Yeah, our boys had no issue with it at all. We expected them to freak out, and they didn't like it, but they didn't scream, cry, wince.
I hate this ride, or I hate this attraction. I hate everything about it, and I usually sit there with my eyes closed and on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Respect.
And my family forces me to do it every time.
Yeah. It has its pros. It's a good reason to get out of the heat. It gives you an excuse. It puts you in the shade. You do learn a lot about bugs. Don't get me wrong. The way it's presented is frightful.
Yes.
But it's very informational.
That was the other thing that I put too, is if we didn't do Zootopia, I mean, Disney's partnered with Nat Geo at this point. Mm-hmm. The whole idea behind Animal Kingdom is that it's supposed to be for conservation. Mm-hmm. Let's throw some kind of a Nat Geo something or something of that nature down there.
Put a documentary about Collier River Rapids.
Yeah. Yes. And that's the only way anybody knows anything about that ride.
Yes.
No, I just was we could do a Nat Geo show or something like that down there. I mean, there's boring shows all over Disney. I'm not a huge fan of the Canada in Circle Vision. I'm not.
Right, yeah.
I'm not big on that and on those kinds of things, but some people are. Some
Yeah.
people enjoy that kind of stuff.
Especially to get out of the heat.
Yeah, and like that's the other thing too is like I mean it's a great excuse to get out of the heat. I just A Bug's Life was back in the 90s. Kids probably haven't watched it, don't know really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's terrifying.
Yeah, I think that God, I had a really good thought. The queue and there are paths around it, but they give you excellent views to the Tree of Life itself. You can
Yes.
actually get up close and personal with the tree and see some of the smaller carvings in it, some of the hidden carvings that you can find. This does offer great views, but other than that, I have no desire to go on it. If I never went on it again, I'd be okay.
Yeah, I've made it a goal of mine to never go on it again.
Oh no, your kid has to witness it.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I will make that sacrifice.
You want to make that sacrifice? Be
Yes.
my guest.
Yeah. Nope. I'll do it. It's fine.
But I mean, like you said, it really does show off the absolute intricacy of the Tree of Life, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, want nothing to do with it.
Yep.
Sam, do you have any closing notes about refurbing and retheming Animal Kingdom?
No, but can I tell you how I came up with this idea?
Yes, please.
You're gonna love this. I saw fake news that they were going to be retheming Rock and Roller Coaster
to Hannah Montana.
I actually saw Queen.
Oh,
was that fake news? And it made me kind of giggle and laugh because I feel like Disney fans all the time are always like, they're gonna retheme this ride to this. So I think for the longest time I was like, man, it would be really cool to just like kind of talk about, what rides we would like to see rethemed, what ones we'd like to see refurbed.
Yeah.
And then seeing the refurbishment of the Carousel of Progress was finally what made me go, let me text Ashley and see if she's seen any of this.
Ashley's always down. Fun fact. Always down. Sam, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having
me. Always
me.
Appreciated. Thanks for the 20-minute catch up on life before we went live today.
Always.
Much appreciated. I will catch up with you as always. Thank you guys for listening this week. Let us know in the comments what you would refurb, what you'd retheme.
Yeah.
What you'd just completely get rid of. Because we have our unpopular opinions on those.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has a good week, has a good day. Have whatever day you have been promised.
Like it.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Goodbye.